if you're an alcoholic or a heavy drinker, or you're sort of drifting, should we say, into alcohol dependence, then you need to listen to this, because once you become an alcoholic, then your choices are very limited. But I'll explain that in a second. If you're a social drinker, moderate drinker, and heavy drinker, you've got a lot of choices in your life. You can just stop drinking if you want. You can maybe cut down, just drink at social events, all that sort of thing. Once you're an alcoholic, you have two choices, that's it. You either stop drinking and live your life as best you can, because certain things will have happened by the time you become an alcoholic, i.e. you may have lost friends, and maybe lost your home, maybe lost a lot of cash, maybe lost your job, whatever. Because alcoholism, I didn't think alcoholism was that serious when I was younger. I thought, oh, it just drinks too much. But it really wrecks your life. So you either stop drinking or you carry on drinking. And there's a lot of people say to me, oh, I don't mind, I'll just carry on drinking because, I enjoy it, I'll be fine. I'll just have a sudden heart attack. Well, alcoholism actually is a very slow and painful way to go, because a lot of liver disease and a lot of the cancers as well come from alcohol. A lot of these things creep up on you very slowly, and dying of these things is a very, very slow, painful thing. I've seen people in hospitals die of it, and it's not a good way to go, to be honest. No way is a good way to go. If that doesn't make sense to you, but you can't just have party time until you drop dead, because that's not going to happen. So if you choose to keep drinking, your life is going to be disrupted massively, because you will lose everything, including your health. Now, when somebody says to you, which it did to me 5 years ago, you're going to die if you don't stop drinking, and I'll guarantee that you will not survive more than 6 months if you continue to drink. That's a massive wake-up call. But I know people who've had the same warning, the same chat with the doctor, the same carry-on in hospital, the same procedures I did in that hospital for 2-3 years, and they went back to drinking. I know people who've had liver transplants who've gone back to drinking. Now, you survive a 12 to 15 hour operation after having a liver transplant and you go back to drinking. People think it's crazy, don't they? But it's an addiction. You've got to really work on that aspect of it. There's a lot of mental health aspects to it. But your choices are limited. But when somebody says to you, don't drink again, or you can't drink again ever, it's a massive emotional impact on you. It's like a hammer blow to your life. I can't socialise, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do that. But when you think about it, when you're drinking, a lot of your time is taken up, I've said before, in the pub, planning to drink and recovering. I was just thinking this morning, years ago when I was drinking, even just moderately to heavily, if somebody said, can you pick me up at the airport on Thursday or Friday at 6 a.m, I'd have to plan ahead. You've got to plan ahead as an alcoholic, or even a heavy drinker. You think, oh God, I can't have too much tomorrow, I can't really have too much on Thursday night. Will I feel rough on the Friday? Will I be able to drive? All these worries and anxieties come along with drinking alcohol. That's a massive, massive issue. It's not just a health thing, it's a mental health thing as well. I mean, physical is bad, but mental health with me was horrendous. The anxiety of not being able to get in the underground, or feeling that I was just not an out-of-body experience, but detached from life, detached from society, feeling unwell, feeling nauseous, dry retching, coughing up bile, all these sort of things happened before I would say I was an alcoholic. I was just a heavy drinker. When you get an alcoholism, then your whole life's taken over by alcohol. And alcohol becomes your life, you become selfish, you have issues with family. I'm a very emotional person, and I used to have regrets because I didn't attend certain events with my family. There's only worse than regrets. I was just talking to my partner yesterday, I said I'm never going to have any regrets again. If I want to do something, it's within my means to do it, then I'll do it, because I don't want to have regrets about what I've done in the past, and I want to say, right, I can do this, I can be reliable, and I can focus on other people as well as myself. There's nothing better than giving somebody some help, That's why I'm doing this. It's good for me, because it keeps me on the right path as well, to help other people and to speak to other people and to speak to, clever people and people who've lost their way, and it makes a massive difference. So the two choices are there. You either go left or you go right, and the left is sober and the right is drinking again, or trying to cut down. If you're an alcoholic or you're dependent, tapering off is very difficult. I've mentioned that to people before, but you really should maybe get some doctor's advice if you're dependent on it. You have terrible withdrawals. I used to have awful withdrawals with shakes and being sick, and I never had jaundice or anything like that, but I had a sinus fluid, I had an infection of my peritoneum, spontaneous bacterial peritonitis, and I had to have an umbilical hernia. You'll feel your body change, when you're drinking too much. You'll know you're drinking too much. You know you can't perform correctly. You know you can't hold down a relationship. You know you feel nervous when you drive. Somebody was talking to me the other day, for some reason I couldn't drive on straight roads. What's all that about? I felt nervous, I couldn't get off the road on the motorway, I used to take all the side roads. In the end I couldn't drive. But it used to take me 3 times as long to do anything as I can now. I can do anything now, within reason. I can get in a flight, I can, jump in a train. I didn't do anything for nearly 10 years. Didn't really see many people, just the local people in the pub. Rarely saw my parents, and I've got a lot of regrets about that. But you've got to move forward, and you can't turn the clock back, but you can wind it up again. That's very important. You've got to try and do what's best for you, really. I'm not going to tell people not to drink, because people told me that for years, and I continued to the point where I was on death's door. And I don't class myself as a stupid person. I class myself as a pretty well-rounded person, and I had advice from friends, family. It's only you who can make the decision. I've talked to a few people on the channel, they've got relatives who are in, dire straits with the alcohol. They're drinking all the time, they're not eating properly, they're physically ill, they're mentally gone. But when you get to the sober level, if you can get there, because I'll help you do it, I'll do it with you. When you get sober and you start to feel better, you realise there's things out there you've never even thought about before. Because alcohol tends to take over your life at a very early age. I'm talking about early 20s with a lot of people. That's when people socialise a lot. And then when families come along, work pressures, people buying houses and cars, loans, because a lot of people have loans. I've got loans, we all have loans. Nobody's a millionaire. That's not many millionaires anyway. Most people have financial struggles in life, no matter what level they are, because you're always going to spend more than you earn. When all that comes along, you tend to drink a bit more, because you think, just go to the pub. See the lads, it just takes the pressure off. Having a domestic at home, I'm going to go to the pub. That's why people go. Initially, that's why I went to put a bit of social stimulation and maybe take a bit of anxiety away when I was a teenager. But once it gets to you, it's very difficult to get out of it. But you can do it. That's what I'm saying. But what I'm trying to press here is there's 2 roads to go down: stop or keep drinking. A lot of people choose to keep drinking one because it's easier. It's far easier to go to the pub and have a few drinks and think, I'm going to have a couple of hours and have a bit of a laugh and all that. But that soon goes. Today there'll be a lot of people out at lunchtime today, New Year's Day. By 6 o'clock they'll start to get the fears, I've got to go to work tomorrow, I've had a bit too much to drink over the holiday period, all this sort of thing. And what will happen is they'll get really nervous tonight, they'll get really nervous tomorrow. There'll be a lot of people bring in sick tomorrow. Monday is a bad time, obviously, for people bringing in sick. But an interesting statistic I heard when I was working in the Met Police in London, in central London. I spoke to one of these NLS, the London Ambulance Service senior officer, and he said the peak time in a week, Monday to Friday or Monday to Sunday, for heart attacks was between 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. when people are starting to go back to work after a weekend off. A lot of it was alcohol-related stress, and it causes high blood pressure. Alcohol, it causes strokes, causes all sorts of problems. So try and take the right path. Go down the sober path. I'm not saying you can turn back 30, 40 years of heavy drinking or even moderate drinking immediately, but think about it. Get some help. And New Year's is a good time to start. I know it's a bit of a cliche, New Year's resolution. People go to the gym for 3 days and then never go again. It's not like that. This is a complete lifestyle change, because you have to focus on living a different life, because my life's totally different. My life in the past, even when I was just a social drinker, was go to work, have a few drinks after, go to work, have a few drinks after, have a lot more to drink on the weekend, have a lot more to drink on the holiday time. Now you've got to think, well, I'm completely clean of anything. I didn't take drugs, I took alcohol, which is a drug, so it was a drug addict in effect with alcohol. I'm going to get myself clean, I'm going to get myself sober, I'm going to stay that way, I'm going to eat healthily. Focus on that, because all this spare time you have when you're not drinking, or can't drink in my case, can be put to good use to, as I said before, not turn the clock back, but wind it up again and get yourself out and about, get yourself out some fresh air. One of the things I did after 2 years of being very, very ill, late 2022, I managed to get down to my local river when I grew up as a kid, and I just stood there, and I didn't stand, I actually sat down on a bench, I was too weak, and I just looked at the river and the people walking by, and I thought, I'm so pleased to be alive. So pleased to be alive. Because if you're having a few pints today and something crops up next year, you'll be thinking, why did I do it? You've got a chance now to get yourself sober, get yourself healthy, look after yourself. And if you can look after look at your parents, your family, look after other people. Because if you don't look after yourself, you can't look after anybody else, is my message to you. Any problems or any comments you've got, drop me a line. If you benefit from the channel, please subscribe and share it to other people. Because there's a lot more people than I even imagined that are struggling with alcohol, whether it's in the UK or worldwide. So let's keep this going, and it's a wonderful community. We all help each other here, and I'll be pleased to see you. I'll speak soon.